Here is the single cheeseburger. It actually looks pretty small, so I won't be super full all day, which is great. And then hubby's burger just looks like this. He got the double. Maybe this is a better side to show. It looks really, really good. I haven't had a burger in ages, and I love cheeseburgers. Is the large poutine, and there are tons of cheese curds. This looks and smells delicious. The burgers are good and the poutine is really good. There's so much cheese. Even after we ate the top layer of cheese, there's like more cheese underneath and the curds are super squeaky. Hey everyone, it is staycation week for hubby and me, and this year's staycation is going to be very different from last year. We're going to be doing a lot of takeout and just staying home, and I think we're going to try to stay within walking distance of the condo and not venture out too far away from the downtown core. We don't really want to take the TTC, so we're just going to go places within walking distance, but I am super excited to try a bunch of new food. Today we had a craving for burgers, so we went to a place, a new to us place. It's been around for a while, but we've never tried it. It's a burger place called Rudy, and my friend had recommended it probably like a year and a half, maybe even 2 years back. We really liked it. We had that for lunch and we were pretty full for dinner, so we just had some Chinese buns for dinner and some fruit. My friend gave me her first cucumber from her garden this season, so we had a little cucumber salad and it was delicious. So I had a little bit of fruits and vegetables, but mostly just junk food today. I am wearing this dress. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me pan you down a bit. This is my favorite dress. I don't know if you guys have seen me in it before, but if you've watched my decluttering videos, you might have seen this dress before. The reason I'm wearing this dress is because in the Artist Way this week, one of the tasks was to wear your favorite outfit for no special occasion. I do wear a lot of my favorite clothes day to day, like that dress that you saw me wear on the balcony that was really inexpensive that I thrifted from Japan. That's one of my favorite dresses. And I have a lot of favorite dresses that I wear a lot, little summer dresses, but this one is definitely my absolute favorite. It's just so pretty. I very rarely wear it because I don't really have anywhere to go that I can wear this dress. So I decided to put it on tonight since that was one of the tasks for the week. You may notice that there's some furniture missing behind me. Hubby and I decided to move some of the furniture in the condo last night. As you guys saw in my last vlog, I've been slowly adding to our collection of houseplants. Maybe slowly isn't a great word because I've added I think 7 in the past week and a half. But I had this idea where I wanted to line our windows with plants. I kind of want that urban jungle blog vibe in our condo. So I had this idea to move the 2 little units that used to be here, and then we could use that to display the plants, and it actually looks really, really nice. I'm gonna show you later on this evening when it's dark out, because then it won't be backlit and you'll be able to see the setup a lot better. It's not exactly how I want it yet because I'm still filling some of the cubby holes and I'm still organizing some stuff. We're taking a little break from store-bought food today because I had brined some chicken wings and we needed to make those. I made them a bit differently this time. I didn't use the honey garlic sauce that I've been doing for the past few times that I've done the wings. Instead, I used instant noodle seasoning. So the Atomy instant noodles we've been eating dry, so we haven't been using the flavor packets, the seasoning packets that come with the instant noodles. I saw that my friend had used the flavor packets to make chicken wings in her air fryer, so I decided to give it a try today, and we've had a bite and they're really, really good. I only used 1 flavor packet to season. This is about, I would say, 2 pounds of wings. The wings are really flavorful without being overly salty, so these are delicious. I'm gonna start with the chicken teriyaki. It feels like it's still warm, so she must have wrapped these fresh this morning. I'm so excited. This is so cool. Reminds me of when we were in Japan. Ooh, yeah. Got one stuck of it. There we go. wonder how she wraps these. All right. Cheers. Take a bite. There's the chicken. There's a big piece of chicken. This is really good. These are $3.50 each, and you have to order a minimum of $25 for free delivery, and it's only within a certain area. So they had a bunch of other stuff on the menu, so I'm going to take another look. But I would definitely order these again based on what I've had so far. I'm about to have the salmon wasabi one, and I'm not sure if you can see in the video, but there is a green tinge to the rice. It's been mixed with wasabi and it smells so good. I can't wait to have this. So this salmon isn't raw salmon, so that's something to keep in mind. Didn't actually realize that, but it's still really tasty. I am oddly excited for this one. This is the corn and edamame. It's been a few hours and I'm gonna be eating the pickled plum one now. It looks really, really yummy. I think this is going to be my favorite one. Hubby and I got takeaway from Indian Roti House today. We are splitting it because I accidentally ordered rice for whatever reason instead of roti, but we both got the spicy chicken korma. I cut about 1/3 of hubby's roti, so he's gonna share that with me, and then this is the portion of rice that he's gonna have. It's about half of my portion. So this looks and smells delicious, and we're gonna dig in now. We got kotoroti for dinner tonight. It's butter chicken kotoroti, but I have all of the butter chicken sauce on the bottom when I scooped it onto my bed of spinach. We also got Le Gourmand cookies this morning for breakfast, so it's been a very delicious and indulgent day. Hello everyone, welcome to Friday of staycation week. I thought I was gonna vlog a whole bunch this week, but I ended up not really doing much vlogging whatsoever. I did vlog a lot of the food that we ate, but I'm not sure if the clips are going to be that interesting. We ate a lot of roti this week. We've just really been into it. I guess that's our theme for 2020 staycation. We also tried this brown sugar boba ice cream bar. At first I thought, how good can this be? But it's really, really fantastic. The boba is very soft and chewy. It's in, I guess, like a vanilla ice cream with the brown sugar coating. It's quite expensive at $8.99 plus tax for a box of 4, but as hubby pointed out, it's cheaper than buying a bubble tea. I've actually had my 2 already. Hubby has 1 left, and I'm not gonna eat it, but I can't stop thinking about it, so maybe we'll have to buy another box. I am currently taking care of my plants. This is one of my favorite things to do. I've added a number of plants to our collection this week. I'm gonna stop buying plants very soon though, because it's getting late in the season. The selection's not wonderful and my plant shelf is getting quite jam-packed with plants. It probably looks like more than it is because we have a small condo and all of our plants are up against the window. So there's a lot of plant in one area of the condo, which makes it seem like a lot, but there are no plants anywhere else in the condo. So we've got all of the plants lined up, and I would say right now my collection is probably sitting at around 20. I was trying to think today whether this is the next phase of hoarding, but I don't think it is. There probably is a little bit of a tendency there because, as you guys know, I've gone through rounds and rounds and rounds of just buying a lot of something that I like, including clothes, makeup, handbags, even things like experiences, like going out to dinners, restaurants. When I like something, I really like something and I'm kind of immersed in it. And hubby made that observation today because I was trying to decide whether or not to go to the plant store, and even though I felt like taking it easy and relaxing and having a little bit of a lazy afternoon, I was so curious about what they had at the plant store that I was able to work myself up and head out the door, whereas normally I'd just curl up on the couch and read or like surf the internet or something like that. So he made the comment that when I'm into something, I'm like obsessed with it. I can't stop thinking about it, which is very, very true. I've been a little bit more self-controlled. I can go into a plant store, look around, and not buy something, which was difficult for me in the past. I would always leave the store with something when I was into clothing or makeup or this or that. But now I can go into a store, a plant store, take a look at the selection, and if there's nothing that interests me, I can walk out and it doesn't really feel like anything. Like, I don't feel bad for not buying something, and I don't feel bad for buying something when I do find something. So I feel like I am better than I was before in terms of shopping. But I have bought a lot of plants lately, and you can tell by my website. I update it pretty quickly after I get something new, and I've been adding to it consistently, like every day or two, because I've been finding things. But anyway, today I am cleaning the peace lily. This is a beautiful plant, so much foliage. You can see some of the plants behind me here. I am cleaning the peace lily because I found thrips on it yesterday. Thrips are little, long, skinny insects, and they kind of look like a teeny tiny portion of a needle because they're really thin. They, I think, can be any color, but the ones I found on the peace lily were black. I found some on the upper leaves, probably about a handful of them. I'm just kind of giving the plant a once over and cleaning it off. I use Dr. Bronner soap in the same dilution that I talked about in my Dr. Bronner soap video. I use a bit of water. I haven't used rubbing alcohol yet to clean the plants. I'm finding that the Dr. Bronner's is doing a great job with a little Q-tip, but if I do have a bigger infestation down the road, I will go ahead and use the rubbing alcohol. This is a much better way to care for the plant than I used to, which is overwatering. So now, instead of overwatering, I'll check for insects, I'll wipe the leaves because it does accumulate dust pretty quickly, especially since we've got Lulu and Truffle, their fur's everywhere. We're always shedding our skin and we're always opening and closing the balcony door, so that lets in a lot of the downtown dust. So yeah, I think peace lily is happy now. This plant is very interesting. It's very thirsty, so I shouldn't have potted it in a porous clay pot. I might change the pot down the road, maybe just swap it with something else that's less thirsty, because I've already watered this guy twice since getting it. And I really don't want to water it too often. I don't mind, but I'm always scared of overwatering because of my past history with plants. So I try to err on the drier side, but this guy will show when it needs to be watered. It starts drooping quite significantly, and when you touch the leaves, they just feel very wilted. I mean, that's a clear sign that it needs water, but apparently you're not supposed to let it do that often, but at the same time, I don't want to overwater it and have the roots rot. So that's something I'm still trying to learn with this particular plant, but it seems pretty healthy. Knock on wood, I haven't had a lot of issues with plants coming home. They haven't dropped lower leaves or anything like that, like how I've read about in a lot of blogs. Hubby just got home from a run. Apparently, when you bring a plant home, as it adjusts to the lighting in your home, a lot of the lower leaves will yellow and fall off. But I haven't had that happen with any of the plants so far. I have a feeling maybe the one I got today might need a bit of an adjustment period, but I'm gonna monitor it and see. Hey everyone, I just finished recording 2 videos for The Artist's Way in my bullet journal. I had to catch up because staycation week threw me a little bit for a loop, and I ended up getting behind even though technically I should have had more time. I'm happy I finished filming when I did because it was starting to get dark out already when I was filming, but now it's actually really, really dark. It's about to rain. I'm just about to have dinner, a very early dinner. Hubby is working this entire long weekend, so he won't be home probably until midnight tonight, but he has tomorrow and Wednesday off. I'm having instant noodles again. We did that spicy noodle challenge a few years back, and ever since then, Hubby and I have been eating a lot of instant noodles. Before that time, we went through years where we didn't eat them at all, and now we're back into them. So this is actually how I make the dry version of the instant noodles. I boil the noodles. I drain out all the liquid except for maybe a couple tablespoons or so. I added a little bit of soy sauce, some hoisin sauce, some oyster sauce, and sriracha, and I fried it up. And then I added a little bit of sesame oil and some sesame seeds. Normally, I would also add in some sort of vegetable, but I actually don't have any vegetable. I guess I could have added spinach. But we had a bunch of watercress today. I usually like to add in cabbage when the water is boiling. I'll add in a couple of handfuls of cabbage. That's really good with the dry noodle. Watercress I prefer with the soupy noodle, which I actually made for my husband earlier today, but I only had the watercress at that point. I wasn't that hungry. I didn't really feel like eating noodles then, but now I feel like eating noodles. And I'm also going to be having, I think after the noodles, I'm gonna have some seaweed. Before, I would just break up a piece and put it in with my soupy instant noodles. I've never actually had this stuff on its own until today, and it's really good on its own, so I don't know why I haven't thought to do that before. It's very flavorful, salty, but not too salty. It is quite oily though. There's a lot of extra virgin olive oil on there. It just started raining and I'm popping on to say that these instant noodles are perfect. I don't measure the sriracha, hoisin sauce, and oyster sauce, so often it doesn't come out exactly the way I intended. Sometimes it's not spicy enough, so I could always add more sriracha, but I never do. Or sometimes it's too salty because I've added too much hoisin sauce and oyster sauce. Sometimes it's a bit too sweet, but today it's perfect. It's so good. It's like a nice balance of salty, sweet, spicy, with a little bit of that sesame oil. It's just so delicious. The crunch of the sesame seeds and the chewiness of the noodles. These are the potato starch noodles, so they're extra chewy. They've got like a nice bounce to them that's really hard to explain. So I love, love, love the texture of these noodles. So satisfying. I could probably eat a lot more than one packet, but I'm trying to practice moderation. And it has worked for the most part. I don't think you can tell, but it is now pouring rain. I am eating the seaweed. These come in big sheets that are this size. So my friend taught me this trick where you open the bag and then you fold the bag repeatedly so that the seaweed inside breaks, and then you can take them out in little rectangles. So that's what I've done. So that's why the sheets that I'm pulling out are this size now. I do wish they were a little bit less oily, but the flavor is amazing. There's such a nice roasted seaweed flavor. It's really, really good. I could eat the whole bag. I think I did almost eat the whole bag today because I had a bunch this morning and now I'm gonna polish off the rest. But we have lots because I stocked up on this and I plan to order some more with my next order. I'm glad we stocked up on the instant noodles because they're currently sold out. I don't know when they're gonna get them in again. It is already 9 p.m. and I figured I should come back on to finish the rest of the vlog. I've had a really productive day. After I finished eating, I edited both of my videos on The Artist's Way in my bullet journal. I had to do an impromptu load of laundry today because Truffle, who is right at my legs right now, I'm petting him, he peed on my pillow when I got up to take a photo. It took maybe a minute, 2 minutes max, and when I came back, he was sitting on my robe, which was on top of my cushion, and then he bounced away and there was pee all over my robe. So I threw all of that in the laundry. So Truffle has been peeing everywhere. I know it's because he's older and he's also not feeling well. So I mean, I can't be upset with him for that. He tends to release pee now when he hops around, but he purposely peed on my pillow and I'm not sure
why. Maybe he thought it was a litter box, or maybe his litter box was dirty and he didn't want to go in there. So I've since changed his litter box as well. He's been a lot of work lately. He has slowed down on eating, but we were feeding him critical care every day anyway. Thankfully, he is still taking critical care on his own, so it's pretty easy. I just have to make it for him. But because he eats it every day now, I started to run out and I didn't reorder it until the end of last week. So we're not getting more critical care until tomorrow. I really hope it comes. What I've been doing, because I don't have enough, is I've been grinding up his pellets to mix in with the critical care. So I'll take a little bit of pellets, I'll put it in the mortar and pestle, and I'll just like hand grind them up. It's very time consuming, but I mean, it looks exactly like critical care, but it doesn't act like critical care. So I have to mix them in together to get the texture. If I just add water to the pellets, it gets really goopy and it starts to separate. So it's really hard to syringe feed him because the water will come out and then I'll be left with like a cake of mashed up pellets that have been wet. So it's been kind of tricky, but I found yesterday that if I do like half and half critical care, or even just a little bit of critical care with more mashed up pellets, it tends to help the mixture bind together and it doesn't separate. So that's what I've been doing. It is very time consuming, but I mean, I love Truffle, so of course I'm gonna do it. He's so sweet. He's always beside me now. The past few days I've been sitting in front of the TV working on my bullet journal, and he doesn't love it when I sit there. He prefers me sitting in this location here when I'm working on videos and such. I actually think he loves it when I work on videos because he can hear me talking and I'm sitting right here and I'm always petting him when he's sitting beside me. My little baby, his back legs are starting to, I think, lose their feeling a little bit because he tends to fall over a lot. I've talked about that before, but now it's even more so. And when he hops, he kind of it looks like he's a bit tippy, like he's about to fall over, and sometimes he does fall over. One time he was stretching and he had his back legs behind him, and then all of a sudden he fell over and he panicked. So he's definitely getting up there in age. He turns 10 on September 15th, so he's very close to 10 years old. And he's just still a very good bunny, even though he's peeing everywhere. There are only a couple of things I want to talk about in the rest of this video. I think I'll save the plant update for next video. I'll talk about the plants I've added to my collection since my first plant show and tell, mainly the ones I added during staycation week. I've definitely slowed down on buying plants, and I don't plan to buy any more plants this year after this coming weekend, the August 8th, 9th weekend. I am going to see if the ones that I have survive the winter, and then in the spring when the selection is better and the plants come in fresh into the stores and such, that's when I'll start looking again to see if there's anything else I want to add to my collection. By then, I should have a good handle on which plants I am good at taking care of and which plants aren't really thriving in my space. Right now, I do have a lot of pothos because I just find I love them. Other than that, I've been trying for the most part to buy different plants just so I can see what makes them different, how they grow, how to propagate them, what I need to do to care for that particular type of plant. I find I learn a lot when I have a lot of different plants versus different color variations of the same one. So that's been kind of my way of buying plants, and thinking about it more, I don't feel like this is the next stage of hoarding. I just think that this is a deep interest for me. I do love looking at plants, reading about plants, but I'm not really going all out. I don't buy something every time I go to the store. I limit myself to one plant purchase for each trip to the store. So even if I'm looking at 2 or 3 different plants, I'll choose one. And then if I want the other one, I'll go back another day, or sometimes I go back in the afternoon if I'm thinking about it a lot. I also am not buying a lot of like different plant accessories. That stuff doesn't really interest me. So watering cans, pots, maybe down the road it will interest me more. Right now, I just want the plant and I want to learn about the plant. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I do have a watering can, though, because I needed one with a long spout, but I got it from the dollar store, and I actually love it. I'll insert a photo. It's a great watering can, and it was only $2. I meant to save the plant update for the next video, but I went on a tangent a little bit. I'm just still really excited about it. I wanted to show you 2 more things that we ate during staycation week. We ordered Japanese food and we got such a spread. It was delicious. I think we might have to order that again. It's our anniversary coming up this weekend. Not sure what we're gonna do yet. We don't really feel comfortable going to a restaurant just yet, even on the patio. So maybe we will go to Jump, but get takeout and have it at home. I think that would be really nice. We can open a bottle of champagne that we have kicking around from before when we were indulging in more expensive bottles of alcohol. We don't really drink anymore, but it'll be nice to pop open a bottle of bubbly. We did do one food thing that didn't involve bringing takeaway home to the condo. We went to the Suresh Doss Picnic. This was so good. It was very well organized, a lot of physical distance, and we went just the 2 of us. So we weren't talking to a lot of people. We don't really feel comfortable meeting up with friends and family right now and just having long conversations face to face. But we decided we would go to this picnic. We had masks. It was outdoors. The tickets were sold in pairs, and each pair had their own spot in a very open area of a park. It was in the beaches area at Kew Gardens, and it was a beautiful park. Not a lot of people. There were tons of people at the beach, but not a lot of people in the park area. We had a great space that was well over 6 feet away from the other pairs. There were only, I think, 14 pairs, and the food was so good. I'm going to start inserting the photos now. I don't really know what anything is called. Some things that we had were similar to things that I've had in the past, and then some were completely different, and I was blown away by the different flavors. The only issue with the picnic was that I overate. I wish we had known that we would be allowed to keep the tiffin box. I was so excited when he told us that, but he told us that at the end of the picnic. So we had finished everything because we thought we had to return the box, and of course we didn't want to waste the food. The food was also delicious. So we ended up eating it all, and I was so full. I was eating later than I normally do, and I ate more than I have in a very, very, very long time. We went all out during this picnic, and it was well worth it, but the next 2 days, I basically just ate fruits and vegetables for the 2 days because I was just so full. Hubby was fine, so maybe I should have given him more, but I don't know. It was just so delicious, so I wanted to eat it. So we kept the tiffin box, which is so much fun. I want to use it for something, but I'm not quite sure what yet because we don't really do picnics on our own, and we don't really have anywhere to go where we would need to use it, but maybe it would be fun just to use it one night if I decide to cook a big spread of stuff. I haven't been cooking lately, but maybe towards the fall, and I'm definitely going to do the Eat at Home challenge again, probably in November. For now, I'm happy getting takeout, just eating this or that, and not really bothering with cooking. The other thing we got to keep were these little clay pots. This was our dessert. It was basically a cold, milky dessert with coconut in it. Super delicious. It was a drink, but it had coconut pieces in it. It was served in these little clay pots, and when I got the pots, they smelled like the clay pots that I use for my plants. So I was like, oh, this is kind of strange. But then I drank it and it really worked. It was so good. They offered seconds to whoever wanted. I wanted to so bad to get seconds, but I was way too full, so I didn't, and I'm hoping I can recreate that. I feel like it was just like coconut water, not water, maybe like a coconut milk with pieces of coconut. I think I could make something similar, a drink, or even if I just served cold coconut water like from a can in the clay pots, that might have a similar effect. The scent of the clay as you drink the drink, it was amazing. maybe I will do that. Maybe tomorrow I'll buy some coconut water, pop it in the fridge, and when it gets really, really cold, I'll serve it in those clay pots. That might be fun, actually. I'm gonna do that. So that is basically it for staycation week. It was an amazing week. Hubby and I got along really well. I was a little bit worried because we'd both be home all the time. I was like, oh, are we gonna get on each other's nerves? But with both of us not working, there was like no stress, no tension. We got along so well. That being said, I am happy to be back to my regular routine. I learned this week in the artist's way that my routine is one of my strengths. It is so important for me to have a routine in order to get things done. So the week off, while it was wonderful, I started to fall off track. I fell behind with videos as a result. I started waking up late as a result, and that's carried through even beyond staycation week. So I think last year during staycation, I talked about how I had jet lag even though we didn't go anywhere, or it seemed like I had jet lag. And this year, I kind of feel the same way. Like I have jet lag. So I've been sleeping in a bit. Instead of waking up at 6, I've been waking up at 7. Everything ebbs and flows and goes in cycles. So I know I'll get back there, but I just really see the value of having my routine, especially after a week off. But contrast is good. It makes you appreciate things. So that is going to be it for this vlog. Thank you all so much for watching. I will be back very soon with another vlog. I also want to do the plant update and just talk about plants for probably an entire video. I hope you're all doing great. Please do let me know how you're doing down below. I'll leave a couple of questions for you as well. I hope you're having a really good start to August, and I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Bye.